Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation No Time to Die, term 10.4, the Commonwealth. It is January 1941. I am very dejected. I was telling Knights Templar 2 turns ago that the way I see it, the Axis are on the way to victory. Clearly, USSR is on the road to a second place finish, and the Allies are heading towards third place. And that was before Madman Dan rolled his second 2 for USA peacetime income increases. If you look at the total of the first 5 D12s for USA peacetime income increases, it's a total of 15, which means it's an average of 3. Every time the D12 was rolled, it averaged a 3. It should have averaged 6.5, so it should have totaled 32.5 in the first 5 rolls, and instead we're at 15. So that means that we're 17.5 below average, and every 6.5 is a turn. So basically, America will come in the war 3 turns later than it should have otherwise. And it just has a huge impact on how much money the USA has every turn. It's really dramatically impacted the chances of an Allied victory. And that would mean that if USSR wanted to try for first place, it's going to have to get involved. Because every turn, Germany's going to collect 61 if you count its Molotov-Ribbentrop and Sweden, etc. And Japan gets 41, so that's 102. And then 9 for Italy is 111. And then every turn, USSR is collecting 59. So what the Axis want to do is just keep this up. Just keep the status quo, keep collecting 90% more than the Soviets do. The longer they wait, and in fact, great diplomacy on Panzer J's part, because he has talked Knights Templar into actually backing away from the border, and USSR has not declared war on Germany either, allowing Germany to use its surprise attack. So I just have a very grim feeling, and with that, we'll get our turn started. So I've got 2 tech rolls: wartime economy and improved construction. I'll use PBE to generate those 2 results. The first result is a 3 for wartime economy, so I've rolled 10 times and have gotten 1 hit for wartime economy. But I rolled a 3. And then the second result was a 7 for improved construction, so I'm at stage 1 for radar, wartime economy, and improved construction. British purchases. Okay, so with Great Britain, I have 30 on the nose. I'll spend 4 for an artillery. I'll spend 8 for 2 Marines. I'll get an airborne for 3. So far we're up to 15. Then I'll buy a fighter for 10. We're up to 25. And I'll build a rail on the Sudan Belgian-Congo border for 4. Since it's into jungle, the cost is doubled. And I'll save 1. With the FEC, I have 16. I will build an artillery for 4, 2 Gurkhas for 8, and then 2 militia for 4, totaling 16. I won't save any. Anzac has, 7. So I'm going to spend 4 for an artillery, 2 for a militia, and save 1. All right, combat movement. I'm going to have 1. Let's zoom over here. Yeah, I think we can see that. Oh, maybe I'll back out a little bit. Okay, so that transport, the naval transport that's in 24 here, right here, this guy's going to go over here, pick up this infantry, and then come back to 24 and drop that guy off in Normandy, just capturing 1 for Great Britain. I'm just trying to do my best to attack when I can, and So that's what I'm doing, a little feisty, annoying attack. Next, the strategic bomber in London will pick up an airborne infantry and fly from London to Alsace-Lorraine, dropping off the airborne infantry here, and then flying back to London. And when I made this move before, some players were concerned about the fighter that's located here in Paris that is at an airbase, but since there's no defending units there, the fighter cannot scramble. So that will bring Great Britain up briefly to 31 until Germany gets its chance to spank me. Okay. One submarine will move from Sea Zone 25 over to Sea Zone 14 there and do convoy raiding up in that Swedish line. Join the French sub there. So this sub will leave this sea zone and go over here, try to get that Panzer J, see if we can max out how much damage we can do to that convoy line. Last time we maxed it, we got 3. So let's see if we can repeat that again. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. So my only combat to roll is the convoy raid in Sea Zone 14. Red is the attacker, white is the defender. There's a +2. Okay, so I got a 3, or I did 3 points of damage. That's the maximum that can be done to that line. So that will knock Germany from 61 down to 58. Okay, that is the end of combat. Now we'll go to non-combat. Let's bring this back and zoom this out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to have that infantry that's in Bengal move here to Calcutta. I will have my anti-aircraft artillery. This is always tricky to show you Africa. Let's see if I can get this around here. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to have this anti-aircraft artillery move from Belgian Congo into the Sudan. I am going to have this naval transport way over here. Yeah, okay. So we'll have a naval transport that is in Sea Zone 79. We'll move up to Sea Zone 24. I will have a light carrier with 1 tactical bomber, 1 torpedo boat destroyer. Should I have kept this down here, actually? Okay, so at this point what we're talking about is this down here. So I've got the light carrier with a tactical bomber, the torpedo boat destroyer, this Anzac naval transport will all move from Sea Zone 115 to Sea Zone 109. So we'll move up here, 1, 2, right up here. That's okay because I've got that torpedo boat destroyer, so I'm only moving 2 spaces. Then this destroyer in Sea Zone 115, is that, oh geez, I'm so sorry, the swivel rotated. I moved from here up to here. Okay, and then this guy will come off escort duty in 115. Let's see if I can tighten this up so it doesn't swivel as much. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so this guy came off escort duty from 115 and will move up to 109 and join these other guys here. The Anzac destroyer that's in Sea Zone 114 will come off of escort duty and also go to 109. The destroyer in Sea Zone 109 will come off escort duty and go up to Sea Zone 79. Okay. Let's see if we can move this around a little bit. These African moves are very annoying. A destroyer in Sea Zone 108 will move up, will come off escort duty and come up to 79. And the torpedo boat destroyer in 105 will come off escort duty and move to 79. So I don't have any ships on escort duty at the current time. And in Sea Zone 109, what I have is a light aircraft carrier with a tactical bomber, a Anzac destroyer, a British destroyer, a torpedo boat destroyer, and an Anzac naval transport in 109. Okay, one medium bomber will fly from Gibraltar down to the Belgian Congo. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and land in Belgian Congo. All right. Then I'll have one fighter in Sea Zone 13 will fly back to London. Okay. And then 4 heavy cruisers that are here in Sea Zone 25 will move down 4 spaces, because there's a major port, down to Sea Zone 79 and join the rest of the fleet down there at 79. Okay. Then one fighter in Sea Zone 25 wait, is that correct? No, I'm sorry, one fighter in Sea Zone 24, this guy right here, Sea Zone 24, the fighter that's on the carrier there, will fly to the British Midlands. So right now I've got 3 fighters in British Midlands and 2 fighters in London, and then the light carrier in Sea Zone 25 also has a fighter. But the carrier that's in Sea Zone 24 does not, let me think about that, did I do that right? Sea Zone 24 does not have a fighter. Yep, that's correct. Okay. One light carrier. This is all stuff that's in Sea Zone 24 now. So one light carrier, 2 battleships, 1 battle cruiser, 1 British light cruiser, 1 Anzac light cruiser, 2 destroyers, 1 torpedo boat destroyer move from Sea Zone 24 down to Sea Zone 79. So every British ship except for 2 transports, 2 naval transports that was in Sea Zone 24 moved down to Sea Zone 79. And it's 3 away, has a major port, so the battleships and the torpedo boat destroyers are okay as far as their movement to make it down there to 79. Now there's a tactical bomber that's on Mauritania, or Mauritania. That's probably not on the screen here. Oh, cool. I think it can just make it. So this guy will fly up and land on the carrier. So the carrier that had the fighter now has a tactical bomber, that light carrier that's at 79. Okay. 1 infantry moves from northern England to Scotland, and it's going to do that by rail. So I'll just rail that guy up there. Also, another rail movement is that 1 infantry will rail from Sudan. Oh God, I hate these African. I have to rotate this thing around to get Sudan in. Okay, so I think we can see it. This guy. The infantry here in Sudan is going to rail up to eastern Egypt. Okay. Let's go back over here to England. I'm going to have a naval move. I wrote these moves after work and didn't quite do a good enough job of organizing how I would film them, so sorry to move the camera around so much. I'm going to have one infantry move from northern England to Scotland. And what that does is, with the rail one and the one from northern England, there's 2 infantry in Scotland and 2 infantry in northern England. There's 6 infantry, 3 anti-aircraft artillery, and 4 militia with 3 fighters and an airbase in British Midlands. In England right now, all there is 2 Marines, 2 fighters, and a strategic bomber. Now, all the naval units except for this naval transport are going to move from C-Zone 25 over to C-Zone 24. Let me double check on that for a second. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? I'm just going to leave them in 25. I'm going to leave those ships. Well, but then I've got these 2 transports that are just sitting out there by themselves. Nope, I am going to do it. But let me double check. I just want to triple check this. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I do not think he can make it. So, all right. That's what I do here. I move all the ships in 25, which is a light carrier with a fighter, a battleship, a coastal defense ship, a heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, and 4 destroyers. Now, strategic naval movement. This naval transport that's remaining in 25 will pick up 2 Marines and move 1, 2, 3, 4 down to 79 and drop off those 2 Marines in Gibraltar. I'll see if that's on camera. So I've got 4 Marines in Gibraltar now. I've got 2 naval transports in 24, and I've got 2 naval transports in 79. Yep, that's on Gibraltar. And then these 2 infantry that are in Morocco are going to move into northern Algeria. Okay, I believe that is it for British naval movement. I sure hope I haven't messed up. Just a side note, the placement of Panzer J's air transports in Romania is really good. He was threatening Moscow and Transcaucasia. He threatens eastern Egypt, Gibraltar. I think there's something else he threatens. Oh yeah, northern Algeria. He threatens a whole bunch of things by moving his air transports there. So that was a clever placement for his air transports. I think we're now on placement of British units. Okay, I'm not going to put this on camera because it's too much of a pain, but 1 artillery is in South African Union. 2 Marines, 1 airborne, and 1 fighter are all going to go into London. 2 Marines, 1 airborne, and 1 fighter, all in London. So London will have the 2 Marines, 3 fighters, a strategic bomber, and an airborne. Okay. Next is the rail. The rail gets placed on the border of Sudan and Belgian Congo. Placement of FEC. 2 Gurkhas and 1 artillery will go into Calcutta. So it looks like now we have 3 Gurkhas in Calcutta and 3 artillery as well. And then as far as infantry, I have 10 British infantry. I've got the Anzac, the 1 single Anzac infantry as well. I can chip this out later. Sorry to waste your time. All right. And then I've got 2 militia to place with the FEC. I'm going to place one of them in Sarawak and then one of them in British Malaya. I think that gets me up to 6. 2, 4, 5, 6. Yep, so I've got 6 militia in British Malaya. Not that it will matter when he comes for me. But I'm doing my best to at least make him work for it. All right. Anzac places 1 artillery in Sydney and 1 militia in New Britain. Okay. Great Britain will collect 27 plus 3 for the Suez, plus 2 for no subs, plus 1 saved, plus 4 captured. So I have 30, is that right? Or do I have 37? I think I have 37. Let me double check that. 31 plus 3, 34 plus 3, 37. Yep. And then FEC collects 16, 14 plus the 2 for aid in Eastern Egypt. And Anzac collects 7 plus they saved 1, so they have a total of 8 for next turn. Now we will start Free France's turn. Go over here to Free French purchases. Zoom in a little bit for you. And we have 10 IPP, and we are going to spend 8 of it to purchase a minor factory in northern Algeria. And we'll save 2 IPP. Combat movement. All right, so France, Free French cavalry in Niger will move into Dahomey and capture that. Again, not worth any IPP. And then I would have done the convoy raid in C-Zone 14, but that didn't happen. So non-combat movement. 1 infantry will move from Abyssinia. Here, let's see if that's that. Yeah, here we go. This infantry in Abyssinia will move into Nubia. The infantry in Nubia will move into eastern Egypt. The infantry in Obangi Chari will move into Sudan. Let's see, is there any other? Of course. Yes, 1 fighter from northern Algeria will go out on map here into C-Zone 80. And another fighter will go out on map from eastern Egypt into C-Zone 81. So that's where we're at with these guys. Is there anything else that I'm missing with France? I don't think so. Okay, so placement of French units. I place the minor factory in northern Algeria, and I collect 7 plus the 2 I saved. So next turn I will have 9 for Free France to spend. This is Global War 36 Enthusiast, now turning this over to Panzer J and 10.6 Italy.